Now, it's time for Shoptalk's original content presentation on the current moment in retail, our Retail Zeitgeist. Please welcome Shoptalk's Head of Insights, Joe Laszlo, and Head of Original Content, Ben Miller.
Ben, good to see you. Good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to Shoptalk's Retail Zeitgeist for 2025, setting retail's gold standard.
At Shoptalk, we believe we're on the cusp of what could genuinely be a new golden dawn for retail. What was once lost, personal connection, purpose, and service, can be reimagined, blending modern innovation with timeless qualities customers expect and deserve to shape the future of retail. We're forging these beliefs by looking beyond short-term volatility and uncertainty, by looking at our industry's evolving bedrock.
You know, we've never known so much about our customers before, at such scale, or had the computing power and tools to be able to transform this data into insights and action. We've never had so many different routes to be able to get our products to customers, creating cost-effective convenience like never before. And we've never had so many ways to be able to talk to and influence consumers, often directly into the palms of their hands.
100%. And yet, capitalizing on these opportunities requires continued radical reinvention of strategies, processes, and business models. Our aim throughout this Shop Talk is to guide you through that reinvention, to redefine what it takes to be truly customer-centric, based on, and you've heard them before, and you'll probably hear them again, 4 key principles: customer hospitality, inspiration, reason for being, and value.
Though we want to acknowledge that these 4 qualities of the make-up customer centricity are not new, yet technological and societal change means satisfying them in the future will be manifestly different. Over the next 20 minutes, Joe and I will explore all these in detail, sharing fresh perspectives from Shoptalk research and insights from leading research firms. We'll outline the priorities we believe you need to focus on your business to grasp the opportunities being created. And we'll begin our exploration by what we mean by customer hospitality.
I'll take that one, Ben. Creating hospitable and welcoming retail spaces and brands will be a fundamental pillar in any successful shopper relationship. It's a concept that requires careful balancing acts, balancing customer engagement with store efficiency, which is a theme Ben's going to return to later on. It requires combining the latest retail technology to support shoppers and colleagues with good old-fashioned customer service and that personal touch. It requires supercharging your shopper-facing colleagues with detailed product and personalized shopper data to unlock clienteling, while not delving into being intrusive or just plain creepy. And finally, it means meeting shoppers' seemingly ever-increasing need for speed, while creating experiences and opportunities to influence and educate them. These balancing acts are by no means easy, but this is a moment when fickle customers can easily abandon brands and choose the cheapest price. And getting hospitality right is a key ingredient in fostering customer loyalty. At the same time, loyalty programs are also a pillar of retail hospitality, and we therefore believe this is a super timely moment to take a look at the state of loyalty. We've seen a rush of new activity surrounding loyalty schemes, launches and relaunches, often incorporating next-generation demand creation techniques to engage and inspire shoppers. A number of common traits define these gold standard loyalty programs, including unlocking discounts or offers that are tied to preferences or prior purchase behavior, incorporating elements of gamification, driving customer fun and potentially social buzz as well, building community by giving fans of a brand more of a voice and treating them in a way that makes them feel special. Driving engagement and exclusivity through limited time drops and product launches, or bundling loyalty with subscription models to provide cheaper or more timely deliveries. Done right, these AI-enhanced, highly personalized, gamified loyalty programs can be extremely successful, but at the same time, overly complicated loyalty schemes risk alienating customers. Plus, they likely cost more, and the ROI on them might be harder to calculate. So sometimes simpler old-school loyalty schemes may be the right way to go. Smart companies are also seeking ways to reward loyalty that go beyond just discounts or other economic incentives. New non-alcoholic beer brand Biro will be speaking about their loyalty program, one perk of which is an exclusive Q&A with Biro's co-founder, who happens to be Tom Holland. And speaking of the changing economics of loyalty, another feature of the loyalty landscape is the evolution of paid membership programs. You can think of these as the things pioneered by Amazon Prime and Walmart Plus, but also these days include retailers like Wayfair, Best Buy, and Barnes & Noble as well. Charging a fee for your loyalty program may turn off some customers, but it also locks shoppers in, and it drives a sort of a flywheel that enables further investment into program features and benefits, and that makes the program even stickier. And at the end of the day, who wouldn't want to make loyalty a revenue stream rather than a cost? Of course, as the Bureau example shows, it's not just retailers, but also consumer brands that are rethinking and reinventing loyalty and subscription programs to drive repeat purchases and to unlock first-party data about customers who love their products. From subscription-based D2C brands like Trade Coffee and Hungry Root to brand icons like Pampers and Coke, innovation around these sort of brand-centric loyalty mechanics shows no sign of slowing down. But before I hand it back to Ben, here's 3 takeaways on how evolving loyalty programs underpin the heart of retail hospitality. First, personalization, gamification, and community are all hallmarks of contemporary loyalty. Second, subscription and other paid loyalty models create a major loyalty lock and a flywheel revenue stream for those who offer them. And third, if you're thinking about relaunching your formal loyalty program, do think hard about how complex that program ends up being. Think about non-monetary rewards and incentives you can offer your customers, and have a clear sense of success and how to measure it.
Thank you, Joe. But the second shift in the retail landscape that we believe all companies need to grasp is how you can create those moments of discovery and delight that shoppers crave. Well-designed physical stores have done this for ages, and newer digital channels capture some of that joy as well. There's a lot we could talk about here, so for the next few minutes, I want to dive into 2 key disruptive forces changing how consumers discover products and how you can inspire them. Firstly, how AI is transforming search and blurring discovery with inspiration. And secondly, unlocking social inspiration through the growth of social commerce. Research published by eMarketer last December shows the multiple routes shoppers are already using to find your products. And note that the prominence of retailers and brands-owned properties means that search engines don't dominate in retail to the same extent as they do in other industries. And now, as Gen AI matures, even more routes are developing. The building blocks for widespread adoption of Gen AI-based search are now well established. For example, Google already offers Gemini-powered AI overviews in more than 100 countries to over 1 billion global users every month. On the owned properties of retailers and brands, Gen AI search has been incorporated into chatbots and native language search. Here, customer adoption has perhaps been a little slow, as so ingrained are those search bar-driven behaviors. Yet the adoption of visual search is increasing. And analysts forecast that the market for image recognition will double over the next 5 years. Some retailers are already reimagining how to inspire shoppers and drive product discovery by combining Gen AI and visual search, like Wayfair's Muse, which redesigns rooms for a combination of uploaded images of the spaces and then Gen AI prompts. It populates these designs with items drawn from Wayfair's extensive product catalog, which can be added directly to a shopper's basket. Gen AI is also powering the development of AI shopping assistants, such as Perplexity Shopping, and we'll be hearing from Perplexity's head of commerce advertising on the new market stage tomorrow, or OpenAI's operator. These tools are designed to help shoppers with complex or high consideration purchases, providing comparative research, and then a click-to-buy option. How brands will influence these search results will be a major competitive battleground in the years ahead. And in taking this one step further, shopping agents powered by agentic AI have the theoretical potential to significantly disrupt shopping behavior by completing some purchases on a customer's journey entirely autonomously. And in this world, retailers and brands will face a whole new paradigm: how to influence the AI agent that's doing the buying. Meanwhile, the commercials of this model are as yet unproven. Who will make money on enabling such attractions, and how's that going to happen? The second major force disrupting how to inspire shoppers digitally is social commerce. So more than 10% of US adults already begin their product searches on social media, making these platforms key search vehicles. And commerce integrations are blurring the lines between search and discovery. eMarketer also forecast that the US social commerce sales will nearly double from now to the end of 2028. That's a near $70 billion incremental sales opportunity. And we see two key unlocks for brands to win here. The first is a platform-specific, strategic, integrated, authentic, and community-driven approach to content creation, working with relevant creators, influencers, your customers, and your team members to produce truly differentiated and engaging content. And second is then having the product inventory to capitalize on the demand that's been created, working with delivery and distribution partners, including the platforms themselves. So our three takeaways on inspiring shoppers digitally are: number one, winning in search and discovery is more fragmented than ever and will require a wider digital skill set and a wider partner base to succeed. Secondly, as visual search grows, products and brands with distinctive visual identities will have an advantage, driving the importance of ensuring that these are sufficiently legally protected. And number three, social commerce continues to blend search and discovery and requires specific approaches to both content creation and supply chain.
Yeah. Thanks, Ben. The third essential component in our new model of customer centricity is the need to be crystal clear on your vision, or put another way, your reason for being, the role that you as a retailer or a consumer brand plays for your shoppers. This is a timely moment to think about reason for being and role, as the past few years have seen appealing new revenue streams come online for retailers. These can help offset declining margins for the core business. They can spur new revenue growth. However, pursuing this 21st century gold rush, if you will, is not risk-free to retailers' core business. Shoptalk sees four potential pitfalls. First, senior management distraction, panning for new revenue gold at the expense of addressing the challenges of the existing business. Second, a misallocation of resources, as launching a B2B or other new business can require developing new operational or organizational muscles. Third, misunderstanding the potential upside. New business opportunities may seem like gold mines, but in reality, the opportunities may be smaller or less profitable than they first appear. And finally, the risk that pursuing this new revenue stream clashes with your core reason for being of, well, being a retailer or consumer brand. In pursuing a new revenue stream, you have to be sure that you're going for genuine gold and not fool's gold. And the answer to that requires remaining focused on how you are creating customer value. Retail media is probably the biggest new revenue opportunity at the moment, so I'm going to use it as an example for the next few minutes. Growing a retail media business means focusing on consumer brands as customers, even while maintaining a shopper-focused customer centricity too. Brands expect 5 things from their retail media partners. First, creative capabilities. Simple, standardized creative formats, and at the same time, richer formats like video are key here. Second, scale. As we heard on the New Market stage yesterday, audience reach still matters to ad buyers. For regional or niche retailers, partnerships, platform aggregators are emerging to enable this kind of scale across retail media. Third is unique audiences and unique moments. Offsetting scale, that size, vast audience reach thing, advertisers are also looking for the ability to reach specific audience segments at strategic moments along their path to purchase. Fourth is in-store. Retailers do bring a unique place to the media game inside their physical stores, and I think that adds a lot of value. And finally, success metrics. Marketers expect clear, standardized, trustworthy metrics like attribution, both on-site and off-site and in-store and online. They also expect rock-solid brand safety as well. So, successful retail media propositions are going to create a trifecta of value for the retailer, for the marketer, and also for the shopper. But the watch out remains that ensuring that e-commerce still enables your customers to find the products they want, not just what advertisers are paying to show them. It also requires that customers don't feel like they're just eyeballs to be monetized, that they don't feel creeped out by how their data is being used, because if so, they will shop elsewhere. Balancing these interests unlock a huge positive value for a business, but it's not automatic. Retail media is just one alternative revenue stream that retailers are embracing. Companies are also rolling out tech solutions like back office and supply chain capabilities. And capitalizing on these revenue streams, like retail media, really requires that retailers develop new skills. For example, they have to get better at B2B sales, which can be a big change from a world of reaching out to consumer customers. It requires product development and roadmaps that are focused on this new customer base and against a new competitive set. Potentially, it requires international reach and export capabilities to really grow this new line of business. And fourth, it requires embracing the needs of a new customer, while again, not losing sight of those existing customers you've already got. One last observation about adjacent revenue streams. In January, REI shut down its experiences business, which it had run for over 40 years. And yet, REI reported that it was never big, never profitable as a business. And so here's a case of something that seems like a no-brainer adjacent revenue stream that ultimately turns out was just a distraction. Intentional, strategic pursuit of adjacent revenue streams will diversify and enhance many retailers' core businesses. So, as you think about your own company's opportunities here again are 3 Shoptalk takeaways. First, the rapid growth of retail media makes it exceptionally attractive as an adjacent revenue stream for retailers. Second, succeeding at these new lines of business, these new opportunities, requires creating value for both your shoppers and at the same time to customers of the new business line. And finally, adjacent revenue streams are not easy. They require focus and they risk taking focus away from critical areas of the business.
Right. So the final component that's critical for future customer centricity is delivering appropriate value. Now, at this point, I run the risk of stating the glaringly obvious, so let me expand. Value has always been about more than simply price. It's the exchange of what a shopper is prepared to invest in terms of money or time, meaning or ethics, and what they expect to get in return in terms of item quality, experience, and emotion. And it's unique to every shopper and to almost every shopping occasion. Yet if we step back at a macro level, we can see that US shopper confidence is currently volatile and is being impacted by this economic uncertainty. In February 2025, just last month, the Conference Board's US Consumer Confidence Index experienced its largest monthly decline since August 2021, and the 3rd consecutive monthly drop. And brand new research just last month from Coresight shows that decline is continuing through March. The return of inflationary pressures plus the uncertainty around tariffs, whether they are actually going to happen or just being discussed, is driving this volatility in confidence. For retailers and consumer brands, especially in the short term, the need for pricing agility has increased. Companies need the adaptability to respond to competitor, supplier, and macroeconomic shifts to ensure their ongoing competitiveness. The potential swings here could be large and require quick responses. Here we're seeing retailers connecting multiple technologies to help maintain their margin positions. New AI tools can provide a more comprehensive analysis than ever before of the implications of price changes across the store, across categories, and what the optimum margin positions are beyond a single item. The increasing adoption of electronic shelf-edge labels unlocks faster price changes and also reduces store labor hours and drives compliance. And market price moves can be monitored, analyzed, and responded to quicker than ever, again enabled by AI. Increased price transparency is not, of course, the sole domain of retailers. And for any shoppers, finding the lowest price for any item is easier than ever. Which brings us back to where we started, the concept of value being about much more than price alone, despite the inevitable increased attention on item pricing we can expect in coming months. Hence the importance of engaging and inspiring shoppers. And herein lies an apparent retail paradox. The conventional wisdom states that stores, either in the physical or digital world, can either be efficient or engaging, but not both. Destroying this belief will be critical to customer-centric success in the years ahead. Creating engaging stores does not permit inefficient operations, and delivering on price should not mean sacrificing shopper engagement. Leading retailers continue to invest in the efficiency of their store operations while simultaneously developing engaging and exciting retail formats. And the latest data from CB Insights demonstrates a significant uptick in the funding flowing into technology companies that are focused on in-store tech. Key areas of investment for both retailers and investors include inventory management and visibility tools, labor scheduling and optimization tools, and e-commerce order fulfillment and returns management. So tomorrow, we're going to dedicate a whole track of content to this subject, including showcasing and celebrating credible store design, and also how to unlock store efficiencies. But until then, we'll wrap this section with our 3 takeaways. So expect an even greater focus on price in coming months. So lean into tools that will support your pricing agility. Operational efficiency and shopper engagement are not either-ors. Both are required to win. And investment in in-store retail technology is increasing. So if you're not part of this, know that your competitors are.
It's great, Ben. So that's our explainer of what we believe it will take to be truly customer-centric and to win in the second half of this uniquely disrupted decade. We believe that the gold standard retailers and consumer brands will, and I'll say it again, create hospitable retail environments, locking in loyalty from their shoppers. Inspire shoppers digitally, driving discoverability across a new search landscape. Have clarity on their reason for being, and ensure that adjacent revenue streams and new business opportunities enhance and don't dilute this. And finally, deliver value beyond price.
So good luck to you all as you go for gold. Thank you.
Thank you.